2022 was such a busy year. I had a great time. Let's have a look at some highlights.
Bakkerud squeezed himself into the lead of the race. Round the outside comes Andreas. It is about to kick off. Andreas Bakkerud takes the victory here in hell, here in his home circuit with thousands and thousands of fans.
One, two for the R-Race cartel.
No, so disappointed.
Right.
This hotel breakfast get like 1 star out of 10. I wouldn't even feed it to my dogs.
Not the mango.
No,
That
straight
is
up.
cool.
Trust it.
Don't look. 22, it's race required. That's going to be a red flag 100%.
In 2022, my target was to get back into racing as a full-time race car driver, something I haven't been in a few years, and we did just exactly that. The year started off in January, early on, in Riyadh in Saudi, in a car show called Autoville. I met a bunch of like different athletes there. Can was there, Bagsy and Von Gittin Jr. amongst other. It was a cool show, and it was a great way to kind of like start the new year. I also had a dream of starting BAKKERUDLIFE back again. I met Martin at the CrossFit gym in a limit back home in Bergen. And while I'm talking to the camera now, I know Martin is back home editing. So Martin, what's your kind of thoughts of the year?
What's up, guys? I'm sitting here editing this end of the year video, and he asked me how life's been in 2022, and I went from having no jobs to do something I really love, and that's filming and making content. So it started in February when I met Andreas at the gym, and he asked me point blank, "Do you want a job?" And I said, "Heck yeah." So he called me and he asked me to meet, and we met and we came to an agreement for me to work with him for the next year. And the thing he did after that, he would just order a plane ticket to Barcelona with me, and 2 months later I was there. So I don't know anything about cars, and Andreas really took a leap of faith in showing me like the car world or something, whatever you guys call it. I still don't know a lot about cars, but I've learned a few things. I learned that Andreas is really good at his job, because every time I'm with him, he's been on the podium. So I feel pretty lucky to have been around a lot of cool people during this year. We have been to Las Vegas, we have been to Phoenix, LA, and Barcelona, just to name a few, and it's been one of the coolest years of my life. So thank you guys, or thank you Andreas, and everyone commenting on BAKKERUDLIFE, like showing their appreciation, and I'm always taking your comments into consideration and like trying to work your comments into the videos, doing the best I can. So thank you guys for the opportunity and staying with us. It's been great. So back to you, Andreas.
So the year kept going, and all of a sudden I was back in Arvidsjaur in Sweden, driving together with Triple X and Lakeside Performance. We had some great months up in the winter. The winter up there is really beautiful, and an experience you never get anywhere else in the world. We drove some rad cars, slide around in the snow, and yeah, that was kind of my job, starting the season, and also a way to keep the rust away, so that whenever I got opportunities I would be race ready. Later I also joined EKS winter camp, where we were driving the Can-Ams around, and also different cars, as well with going to Italy to drive some karts during the winter in Italy, just to get as many laps into my body as possible, and also it's a ruthless way of like keeping myself in shape. I also saw the FC1X car for the first time ever up in Sweden on ice. Kevin Eriksson was driving it together with Ollie Bennett, and kind of like my first thought seeing a fully electric 1000 horsepower car was incredible. I think what Olsberg's MSC together with QEV did with the car was amazing. Kind of blew my mind out from the box. Later on, I signed a deal with Monster Energy, DRR and JC Race Technique to do the full season in Nitro Rallycross Championship driving the FC1 car, and it's been a roller coaster of a year, starting on very high with second place in Lydden Hill in England, first place and a win in Sweden, till wrecking the car in Minneapolis, and later on wrecking it again in Phoenix, which was a huge bummer. But nevertheless, it's been an awesome year. A bit odd season where it goes from June to March, so we still have 3 races to go, 2 in Canada and 1 in Miami, which I'm very much looking forward to do. We're still second in the championship, just behind our teammate Robin Larsson. So it's gonna be a very interesting fight. Fraser McConnell is 3rd and Travis Pastrana is 4th. So the season is still up for grabs. The biggest highlight, which was probably my home soil track in Hell, Norway, driving the ODS1, winning ahead of all the Bakkerud Blues, all the Norwegians that was there. It was an awesome event, and I also would like to thank Hell RX as an organization, all the volunteers that came out, HTB Racing, and also Ramuden for supporting me, all the Bakkerud Blue partners for making everything possible. Without you guys, we couldn't have done those races. I later also did a race together with ES Motorsport, which I won the European Rallycross Championship title with the year before. We did a race in France, Loyac. In my mind, Loyac, the race down there is top 3, top 2, maybe even the biggest rallycross race we have during the year. Even though if it was only a French national championship, there was 33 supercars entered that year. After driving so much with the electric rallycross car in Nitro Rallycross, it was awesome to do a few races with the fuel cars. Other than my rallycross kind of action this year, it's also been very busy with racing together with Lionspeed GP, which has been one of my partners this year as developing me as a driver, together with Jose, Dan, Patrick. We had a lot of fun. I mean, we went first to Spa, we did a 12-hour race there, we did a 24-hour race in Kuwait, and then we did a 12 hours race in Kuwait, which was awesome. Like I've never like experienced those kind of things before, and driving in a race car for 2.5 hours is definitely so much different to driving a rallycross car for I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes. Doing sprints compared with endurance racing is very different, but I had a lot of fun, and I really felt that my pace was getting there. Every weekend I was improving a lot, and the last race in Kuwait was probably the highlight, when we were cutting corners everywhere, fighting about who would get the best time. I've also got my first tattoo this year, which is my number. I'm not sure if you can see it there, down there. Big thanks to Misha for that one. It's been on my mind for a few years. So looking back at the year, we had an awesome year. We made 36 episodes of Bakkerud Life. Really pumped to have you guys back here watching the channel. And if you haven't seen any of the other 36 episodes, you really should. There's also a bunch of stuff coming out this year. We're gonna change Bakkerud Life a little bit. We have, like I said, 3 races left to do in Nitro Rallycross Championship this year. With that being said, 2022 was awesome in so many ways. I just want to thank you guys, everyone liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I've had an awesome 2022. I hope 23 will be as good, if not even better. Please have a great year. We're gonna have so much fun. Keep on watching, and we have so much coming in the bank. Until next time, flat out.